You're listening to Online Pet Health Podcasts with Dr. Megan Kelly. Continuing education for veterinarian rehabilitation therapists. Learn more at onlinepethealth.com.
Hey vet rehabbers. Now for most of you, your new clients come from either word of mouth or referrals. They are your main drivers of new business. But how many of us take the time to initially work on our word of mouth instead of just hoping that people will talk about us? Today, we're going to be chatting about online reviews. Now, they are an extension of our word of mouth marketing. I'm going to share with you how to get more reviews, how to handle negative reviews, and what to do if you get a fake review. If you're looking for other ways to market your business, you can get my download on 12 free ways to market your vet rehab practice. You can go to onlinepethealth.com/12 free ways, and that's 12 the numbers, free ways, FREEWAYS, 12 free ways. A quick word from our sponsors before we learn more about the online reviews. Curacao Vet's founder and CEO, Dr. Nada Robinson, has been teaching science-based integrative medicine for nearly 25 years. She first developed her courses at Colorado State University, where she started the Medical Acupuncture for Veterinarian Certification program in 1998. In so doing, Dr. Robinson developed a science-based platform for veterinary acupuncture, the first of its kind. Today, Curacao Vet offers a comprehensive curriculum in integrative medicine with a rational, evidence-supported foundation. Courses include medical acupuncture, photomedicine, botanical medicine, medical massage, and integrative rehabilitation. You can discover Curacao Vet at curacao.org. Right, are you ready to learn about online reviews? Let's do this. Hey vet rehabbers, welcome. And one of the things that came up on the Facebook group was how to handle bad reviews, so if you get a negative review, and what to do if somebody posts a fake review. So we had a few vet rehabbers that had people that had never come to them, or they didn't recognize their name or the pet's name, and gave them a really bad review, and that made their sort of total review score like 3 when it should have been 5. When everyone else had been 5, somebody gave them a 1, for example, which is really, really frustrating. But it's so important that you guys handle this correctly. You need to respond to every single review that you get, whether it is fake, negative, or positive. So nowadays we have such easy access to information. We have been empowered with knowledge by just Googling something, and usually the first 5 URLs we'll find what we're looking for. There's information that is shared from other people, from their experiences. So we just have so much information at the click of a button. And if we look at our industry, most of our clients, if you ask and if you think about yourself, where do most of your clients come from? Majority of vet rehabbers will say it comes from word of mouth marketing and referrals. So I'm really been concentrating on learning more about this topic, and I'm finding it so interesting. I actually decided on my own to do a survey here in South Africa. So what I did is I emailed a survey to vets, and then I also emailed another one to a whole lot of pet owners. And I asked the vets where they get most of their clients, basically about 12 questions, and also the pet owners trying to find out how they found out about their vets. And basically the results were that 79% of vets said that they got their clients from word of mouth, and 60% of the pet owners heard about their vet from friends or family. So basically also through word of mouth. And so it made me really think, because I think, here we are spending time on social media and other forms of marketing. And how much time do we invest on word of mouth? And basically increasing the chances that someone's talking about us. And for most vet rehabbers, I'd say that the answer is probably very little. We just leave it up to chance. And so that's why this topic is so important, because an online review is basically, it's a natural extension of word of mouth marketing. And online reviews have a lot of clout, basically because we're not in control of what's said. Sometimes that can be good and sometimes that can be bad. So like obviously if we have a fake review, then it's bad. And sometimes we need to learn from what people are saying about us, So when I see bad reviews, I don't always think, oh, that's so dreadful. You use that as an opportunity to actually learn about your practice and where you need to improve. So 85% of customers find online reviews to be so helpful that they trust them as much as personal recommendations. So this is as close to word of mouth marketing that you're going to get online. And I think it's really because they can trust them because it's exactly what that person would have said. Because they don't have the protection of the practice owner being able to change anything or remove those reviews. I think also now people are really skeptical. They say that only 3% of people consider salespeople and marketers to be trustworthy. And it's because there's just so much marketing out there. We're just being marketed and advertised to you left, right, and center. And there's a general, I think, just lack of trust. And even, especially when we don't know a company or a practice, we automatically, distrust them until they prove otherwise. According to HubSpot, which is an inbound marketing specialist, they say that nearly 95% of shoppers read online reviews before making a purchase. And you might be thinking that people don't read reviews for medical care, but actually I did recently. So we were in Amanus for the weekend and I needed to see a doctor. And so basically I went onto Google and I searched GP doctors in Amanus and a list came up. And basically these were the 3 names that came up with the map. And I had a look, 5 stars. I read the reviews and I clicked the button and I made an appointment with Dr. Annalene Krief. I didn't even consider the other 2 people, even though the second one's got 4.5 stars. They've actually got more reviews, but with 5 stars, I thought, well, if 5 people were so happy with this lady, then I should go to her. And obviously Dr. Abel, who had 2.4, I wasn't going to be going there. So even when you're looking at medical care, so whether we have our owners who are looking at practices, they're going to be reading these reviews. So it's really important that we make sure that we're getting reviews and we're obviously getting the best score that we can. Now remember, an online review is very different to a testimonial. So a testimonial is basically a recommendation or statement about a person, a product, or a service. And I've got some really great testimonials on my website. So here's one from Michael Yeo. Learning so much since subscribing to Onlinepethealth. I wish I did it sooner when it first launched. So a big shout out and thank you to Michael for that awesome testimonial. And I've got loads of these testimonials. But the thing about testimonials is that they are selective. So although they give social proof, I, as the owner of Onlinepethealth, have the ability to put what testimonials I like onto my website. And so do you. So for your practice, there's no ways that you're going to put a testimonial on your website that doesn't see your practice or you in a good light. So testimonials have power, but online reviews have even more power because the owner has no control as to what is being said. They can really be seen to be a true reflection of a company or practice, and it's not easy to get them taken down, and you cannot choose which ones can be shown. So we get different types of reviews. You can have Google reviews. So this is like that doctor that I saw. You can get Facebook reviews. So RT and Hart, thank you for your Facebook review. And it's really important, guys, that you always respond to customers when they leave a review. So even if it's a positive or a negative one, we're going to chat about how to handle those negative ones. But you want to make your customer feel that you care about them and no matter what they have to say about you. And we can really, really learn from these reviews. So this should be something that you should do on a daily basis. You should be checking, and usually you'll get a notification when you get a review. So are your clients actually happy? So I think we often have a very false sense of how well we serve our customers because we really, really have complaints. So in the survey that I did, I asked the clients basically the survey. Now obviously the people that filled in the pet owners survey were not the clients of the vets that filled in, not all of them, some of them might have been. But I had a very equal number of pet owners that replied to the survey as well as vets. But what I found interesting is the vets all thought they gave a 5-star service. So there were 1 or 2 4s, but pretty much everyone thought that out of 5, their customer experience and service was out of this world. And then when I asked the pet owners, I think the average was probably 3.8 or so. So what the clients thought and what the vets thought was very, very different. And this is why I think that we often have this false sense that we think that our clients are really, really happy. And it's because they don't all complain. So apparently when you get a customer that complains, there are 26 that have remained silent. And 96% of unhappy clients don't actually complain. And 91% of those will simply just leave and never come back. And so that's why it's so important, guys, to make your customers happy. There's also a dissatisfied client will tell 9 to 15 people about their experience. And so we do, in one of the other business basics, we chat about this customer experience, and that's why it's so important. We look at all the different touch points where we need to be delivering to our clients. There's a download for you guys to do a checklist. So our customer experience is so important. And don't be complacent regarding your customer's experience. Remember that for every client that complains, 26 of them don't, and they remain silent. So let's look at the type of reviews. So we'll get good reviews, we get bad reviews, and we'll get fake reviews. So we're going to chat about all of them and how best to respond to all of them. Responding to reviews is an important part of fostering our trust and relationships with our clients. It's important that you respond in a heartfelt and really thoughtful way, because it's really important that we add this sort of human element to our brand and practice. We don't want to come across as this sort of corporate-y, sort of like we don't care kind of image. If you're lucky enough to be getting loads of reviews, don't be inclined just to scroll past the positive ones and only do the damage control on the negative ones. It's important that you respond to all of them. And Review Trackers did some research, and they found that 52% of customers expect to hear back from a brand within 7 days of writing an online review, and this is whether it's negative or positive. So, first of all, some tips to responding to reviews, whether they be positive or negative. First of all, you want to be prompt. So within 4 days, and I like to say 24 hours is best. You want high-level responders to responding to these reviews, so not receptionists, guys. You or one of your partners or one of the people that are actually treating the patients, really high-level responders. It's important that they know that you take them very, very, very seriously, whatever review they leave, whether it be positive or negative. And always thank them for their feedback, whether it's positive or negative. All right, so tips to responding to positive reviews. Like this is easy, guys. I'm not going to give examples. I just want to speak from the heart as if you're actually speaking to them. Thank them for their feedback and continual support, and always show them how much you value your customers. So this is a really, really easy one, just to say thank you so much for the great feedback. We love treating your dog, and I'm so glad to see he's recovering. That's an example. All right, tips to responding to the negative reviews. Now, these ones are a whole lot more tricky. So like when you get a negative review, sometimes you just sit there not knowing exactly what to say. So there are quite a lot of points here that you guys can have a look at. You never want to respond in an aggressive or confrontational manner. It doesn't matter how bad or untrue the review is. So sometimes when people are upset, they can really write some horrible things, and you got to just really take it from where it's coming. You want to show them that you genuinely care and you want resolution, and you want to avoid getting into any debates. You know, a bad review with a really, really great response shows them that you have a great practice and that you're trying to fix any problems that arise. And sometimes a bad review is not actually that bad after all. So a negative review is also an opportunity to turn a complaining customer into a loyal customer. And you must remember that they complain because they care. They want to be heard and they want their issue resolved. And it's a great opportunity to learn about the problems in your practice. So you never want to hide or delete a comment, obviously, unless it's rude or uses bad language. Always respond to negative comments. And these are the steps that I suggest when you're writing a response. First of all, you want to listen. Second of all, you want to apologize for the experience. And 3, you want to tell them that you want to solve their problem. Always ask them to contact you directly to address the issue. It is much easier on the telephone or in an email, off social media and off Google, to be able to sort any issues out. And you must think of every response as a marketing for in new customers that are going to read this in the future. And just see that bad review as a springboard for growth. It's an opportunity to know that there are some issues or some problems in your practice, and you have now the opportunity to make it better. So it's really important when a review goes viral that you have a crisis management plan. Remember, your employees are in the front line. So you want to offer an immediate apology. Right or wrong, don't delay. The customer always thinks they are right. Try and contact those making the complaint via phone, email, and not only social media. It's not realistic to think that you can fix this on social media only, especially when it goes viral and things go really, really bad. Never stop being committed to finding a solution and resolving their issue. It's important, guys, never to share any details about the customer or their pet. Remember client confidentiality. And you also never want to quote your name or your practice's name in the prior. You don't want the Google bots to find that. So when people are searching for you, first thing that'll come up is that bad review. You must remember, if there's a negative review and you ignore the comments and you've responded to other ones, that people might think, oh, that you're actually guilty and that's why you're not responding to it. People have also been known, when they've put something up, a bad review or a bad comment up, to screenshot it and then to post it again to say that you delete it. And that really shows that your practice doesn't care. So it's really important just to respond to all of them. If it is something that's not true or you feel that it's rude, remember that you can always get it removed. So you can basically flag it or report it to Google, and if they feel that it is something that is unfair, then they will remove it. So let's chat about how we're going to reply to those negative reviews. So here's an example. I would start off by thanking them for their feedback and to say, I'm sorry that you have had a poor experience. I take all feedback very seriously and want you to know that I'm 100% committed to resolving this issue. Please contact me on my direct line or email me on address so we can resolve this matter straight away. So that actually shows them that you are giving them the opportunity to contact you directly in two different ways. You're saying that you want to resolve it. You are sorry that they've had a poor experience. I think this is a great way to respond to a negative review. And then the best is to deal with this offline. Once you've dealt with it offline, then you can, and most of the time you will resolve these matters. Then you go to the client and you ask them, say, we've sorted this out. I'd really appreciate it if you could remove that bad review. And majority of the times they will actually remove it, unless you haven't resolved the issues and to the bottom of it. But most of the time you will, and they will remove it. So what about those fake reviews? So those vet rehabbers that commented said that they had never ever heard of their clients or the dog. These ones are tricky because, it's your word against theirs. And sometimes this can be a competitor, or sometimes it's just some crazy person who just wants to cause trouble. A good way to spot whether it's a fake review is that they're normally very aggressive, the comments, and they're very general in criticisms. They lack specific details because they have not actually experienced your service, so they have to be quite vague. You'll often not recognize the name of the owner or pet. They'll often use first-person pronouns. So, for example, I and me. And this is an attempt to sound really sincere. And if you look at their review history, you might see that they're serial bad reviewers. So you'll see that they've done previous reviews and they've given bad reviews. So there are some people that I believe you can pay and to give your competitors like a bad review, which it's just so unethical. But I've heard of these kind of situations. But then when you go on, you can see there's like this person who's given all different companies and products like a 1-star, and then it's like 40 times. So you can see that they've obviously been paid to do it, whoever's paid them. So how do we handle fake reviews? So same like negative reviews, we always respond, okay? We never accuse the reviewer of anything else or use insults. We want to report the post, and we want to be tactical, and we want to be professional. So here's an example of how to reply. We really appreciate when our customers take the time to review us, but it seems you might have the wrong practice, as we don't have any record of you or your pets ever having visited us. Maybe you have confused us with another practice. If it was definitely us, then we would love the opportunity to make things right. Please contact me on this email or this direct line so we can resolve this matter straight away. So that's showing to other people that you are willing to resolve any issues. It's obviously highlighting that this is a potentially incorrect or fake review, but you still respond to it, and you can always respond and then try and get it removed. That's what I would recommend. If you're really convinced, guys, that it is a fake review, you can also offer 100% refund, because 100% of nothing is nothing. So it'll also show future clients that you are really committed to resolution. So guys, obviously getting reviews is really important to your practice, and you need to be really proactive about earning positive reviews from happy clients, and you need to make it part of your everyday. It's so much easier to deal with a handful of negative or fake reviews when you already have 100 real positive reviews to mitigate the effect of and impact of those negative reviews. So the more positive reviews you have, you can just drown out any of those negative reviews. And one negative review or angry customer is not going to ruin your practice. And if you can't get it removed, then all you need to do is just really respond in a professional way. So how do we get reviews? Well, we want to bring it up in conversation. You might want to just throw it out there and ask a long-standing client, please take some time just to give me a review. You can ask it in response to praise. This is a really good time. And so if you're with a client that is singing your praises, ask them, please, can you post what you just said on Facebook or Google reviews? I'd really appreciate it. You can send an email blast. You might want to send an email to all your current clients every 3 to 4 months, thanking them for their support and ask them to let you know how you and your practice are doing by giving you a review. You can request a post-service review. So after a client has finished a session, you can email a link together with the invoice, and you can also add it to your email signature. That way, every time you email someone, they can see it. So I'm going to just bring it up in conversation and say to you guys, please guys, go to your Facebook and leave a review for us. It's really lonely being online. We don't often get to have lots of human contact, especially the Online Pet Health team. We're all in different locations, so it's great to get some online feedback. So if you get a moment and you're on Facebook, please go and leave us a review. So I hope that this has been of interest and you guys have learned something. Thanks guys, have an awesome day. Bye. If you enjoyed this podcast, please hit the subscribe button so you get notified every time I load a new podcast. I'm here every week talking to vet rehab therapists from all over the world about all things vet rehab. A big thanks to our sponsor, Curacor. Their sponsorship allows us to be able to give this podcast to you for free. So please go and check them out. You can go to www.curacor.org. Do you want to get access to our free membership? Well, we update the webinars in this area every few months. You can sign up at www.onlinepethealth.com/free. For more information about continuing education for vet rehabbers, you can go to our website, onlinepethealth.com.